This is Garrett Fry, the cemetery sequence lead for 3D digital map painting, and we're doing the shot brief for 1847. So if we take a look, and we can see that this is panning down. This gravestone here right in the middle is the same gravestone that we area that we see in 1846, and so we need to make sure that there's continuity between those two shots. So whatever has been done for 46 needs to be done for 47 and vice versa. So that's going to show that you can integrate the same object across multiple shots, and it's gonna look perfect. So just like with the other shot, you are going to want to make sure that you have a nice edge light, a rim light on it, because the lighting direction is coming this way. You'll want to replace this guy as well. This also needs to be slightly larger than this gravestone that's in the plate here, so that you don't have to replace the background. And if you did have to replace, let's say you have a smaller gravestone, then you would have to replace the fence back there and the trees, and so you'll have multiple layers just to paint in this area. So you will want it to have a slightly bigger gravestone to fill in that area. That's the much easier solution for that. You'll need to make sure that you have a nice shadow shape here that is kind of follows what this would be. You can, if you're using some of the 3D assets that we have, then you can actually render that shadow shape and use that as a mask to adjust the ground on there. You also need to make sure that you have really nice integration into the ground. So you've got little bits of grass and little stones and dirt and stuff like that, all going around the base of that. If you can use the reference photography of the gravestone, use a little bit of that ground and make the saw split out here, and don't make it right there at the base of the gravestone. One advantage to having these little broken pieces is that it already kind of has that transition in there for you. So you could kind of transition it somewhere up here and use these little broken pieces to kind of help you with that transition. Before starting out on the shot, it's really important to familiarize yourself with the extensive photo reference in the library. It is worthwhile to do quick map painting concepts so you can start to understand what kind of photography works for what particular situation. Also, make sure you're utilizing the asset library, especially for those shots that require continuity between environments. These assets can be a huge help, and remember that every asset has high resolution photography, so if the asset is not high enough resolution when rendered, you can overlay it with photography.